I have instructed them well. You might show them easy ways to glory, but your tricks carry a high price. I have taught them diligence, confidence in their own worth and abilities. What you offer, Exar-kun, is mere parlor magic. I have given them the true strength and meaning of the Force. Hi, it's Charlie. Today I will be reviewing the third and final book of the Jedi Academy trilogy, Champions of the Force, by Kevin J. Anderson. In the conclusion of this epic trilogy, Kyp Durron has yanked the Sun Crusher out of the gas giant above Yavin 4. He has destroyed the nebula in an attempt to kill Admiral Daala's crew and is now after Caradar. With the help of Exar-kun, Kyp has knocked Luke Skywalker unconscious. Szeth is incinerated by the exploding sun, by the Sun Crusher's projectile into the sun. Caradar explodes, and Kyp accidentally kills his own brother. Leia gives advice to Luke's Jedi students. You are the new generation of Jedi Knights. This is a great burden, but you must bear it, because the New Republic needs you. The old Jedi protected the Republic for 1,000 generations. Now, can you give up after the first challenge? You have to be the champions of the Force, with or without your master. Learn as Luke learned, step by step. You must work together. Discover the things you don't know. Fight what has to be fought, but the one thing you can't do is give up. On page 30, Luke is in a sort of Force-like trance, sort of like a Force ghost, stuck between two realms, looking at his own body. Chewbacca goes to rescue the Wookiee prisoners inside the Maul installation, with C-3PO and a team of rebels. Mon Mothma seems to be sick, while Lando wants to take control of Kessel, and establish it as his own operation. There are references to Tales of the Jedi era, and my theory is that George Lucas forbid any Jedi stories 30 years before the original trilogy, as he was starting to write the prequels, so the writers went thousands of years before instead. The Death Star prototype escapes the Maul. Han is after Kyp, trying to bring him back. Luke fights Exar-kun in a Force projection. And did Yoda and Obi-Wan also deal with similar threats in the Netherworld? AT-MT Spider attack Aneth and search for Winter and baby Anakin. The look of these spider droids are described as absolutely terrifying, and I can imagine how horrible they might look in an actual movie. All the Jedi students meet in the operational area in Yavin 4 to plan how they can fight Exar-kun. And on page 132, all the Jedi fight Exar-kun, and this moment is so epic in the novel. Exar-kun is defeated, and we actually see Vodo Basta's Force Ghost as he appears, and Luke wakes up. Kyp surrenders to Han, and Kyp seems to fall back from the dark side. And I love how the New Republic won't decide Kyp's fate, as Mon Mothma believes it's only fair if Luke decides it. This is what Kevin J. Anderson says on explaining Luke. As he conquers each seemingly unsurmountable obstacle, Luke's Jedi powers grew greater and greater, but like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, a Jedi Master learned to use his powers even less, relying on wits instead of showmanship. We find out Mon Mothma's health is declining because of the poison Ambassador Fergan splashed on her face on Coruscant. Kyp is allowed back at Luke's academy to resume his training. He is cautious not to use his activities, fearing they could be used for evil. Luke says, "In your fear lies caution, and in that caution lies wisdom and strength." Luke and Kyp have a plan to take the Sun Crusher and plunge it into a black hole. Meanwhile, the prototype Death Star has destroyed Kessel's moon. On board the Falcon, Mara, Han, and Lando attack the Death Star with Mara's Smugglers Guild. Han flies the Falcon into the Death Star's superstructure and clings to the surface inside, just as the Death Star prototype flies into the Maw Cluster. Luke and Kip fly the Suncrusher into the Maw Cluster to look for them. However, what they find instead is Admiral Daala. Sigil heals Mon Mothma, and this moment is really awesome, and I love how each Jedi in this novel has their own unique abilities. Kip survives and destroys the Suncrusher and the prototype Death Star, and Leia becomes the new Chief of State, and another amazing moment for Leia. Luke and his Jedi reunite at sunset, and get ready for the future. You are the core of what will become a great order to protect the New Republic. You are champions of the Force. So, final thoughts. On this trilogy as a whole, I think this story is amazing. The entire trilogy is fantastic. So many great moments of Luke training his Jedi and becoming a master. Of course, fantastic Jedi characters such as Tion, Sigil, Kip, Dorsk 81, Gen Taurus, Karana T, Cam Solusar, and they each have different abilities and personalities. There was also other great characters such as Quee Zux, and great character development with Wedge, Luke, Leia, Han, and so many other characters. So, overall, this story is absolutely fantastic, this novel is fantastic, and the trilogy is amazing overall. So, I give this a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend you read this book as well as read the entire trilogy. So many great moments for Luke, and it's just a fantastic, fun, action-packed story. So, that was it, the review of Champions of the Force. Let me know what you thought about this book, if you have read it, some fantastic moments in this story, the final book of the Jedi Academy trilogy.